anything could happen, probably Dorcas and Esther are about to take over. So, first of all, Esther, Dorcas, Tara, Janae, Lisa, wow. Like, you took our breath away this morning and made it so wildly inspirational. Your support over these last few years has been the wind beneath our wings, so thank you. For those in the room that we haven't met yet, we're the co-founders of She's the First. I'm Christen Brandt, Chief Programs Officer.
And I'm Tammy Tibbetts, CEO. As we close out our largest mentor breakfast yet, it's true, anything could happen with all of us going up to bat for girls' education and gender equality. Do you remember when you first realized that anything could happen in your life, that your ambitious dreams could come true? For me, as Cindy said, that was 12 years ago when Glamour and She gave me a scholarship. Back then, I was just a first-generation college student in New Jersey, and I remember realizing that if this powerful network of women believed in me, then anything could be possible in achieving my dream of having a career in New York City.
I received a different scholarship from that same program, which is actually how Tammy and I met back in 2007. That scholarship meant the difference for me in being able to be the first person in my family to get a bachelor's degree. And shortly thereafter, I went to work for Glamour magazine. And so today is, in a lot of ways, a full circle moment for both of us here at Glamour's headquarters. But 5 years ago, I left that job at Glamour to work for She's the First with Tammy full time, because I knew that if we put everything we had into this, anything could happen.
We didn't always know what we were jumping into these past 8 years, and that's where mentors came in. But we've always had one North Star, the belief that if a girl is the first in her family to graduate, and we stand here as proof, then her impact will be exponential. She is transformative. And that's why we believe so powerfully in She's the First scholars like Dorcas and Esther, and in campus leaders like Michelle and Margaret. We have an opportunity today to band together across different companies and industries and generations to be part of a movement with proven and rewarding outcomes.
Mornings like this one are always such a huge inspiration for us, but we're living in a time when we can't all afford to keep our heads in the clouds. Anything can happen is kind of a double-edged sword. Similar to the opening song that we had this morning from Come From Away, the possibilities hold your dreams, but they also hold your fears, don't they? For us, we personally experienced that during the 2016 presidential election. We feel it every time one of our students faces discrimination because of their race or their gender or their caste. And we feel it each time one of the She's the First scholars is in a tough position. Like last year when we found out that one of our teenage scholars had to drop because she was pregnant. These are the hard moments, but they're also the moments that remind us why we fight so hard for women and for girls. So this year, we marched. We started new programs and strengthened our programs to make sure that students in our programs were discussing and knowledgeable about the issues that affect gender equality all around the world. And that scholar, when her baby was old enough, we made sure that she re-enrolled in school.
A lot of you are meeting She's the First for the first time today, so welcome. And others are stoking a fire that's been burning for a few years now. Either way, you play an important role. The end of the Mentor Breakfast is always an empowering moment because it's when we get to show what we stand for. Maybe you're feeling your own full circle moments here today as you look out these windows and out into the city where you made it. Or you're surrounded by colleagues who have been with you through pivotal moments of your career. And maybe you're reconnecting with that spirit of mentorship that got you to the job that you have now. Thinking about how once you had the courage and the audacity to be a first, even when it seemed like the odds were against you. We hope that you leave here today inspired and re-energized to make a bold commitment to fight gender inequality. And we want to be your allies and partners in that fight. We personally invite you to join with our 225 campus chapters, our 11 partner NGOs around the world, and 944 She's the First scholars, who are all working so hard on the ground every day to make a change. We're asking you to do that by making one commitment today. Any immediate action that you can take as your first step, no matter how small you think it is much better than a good intent to act in the future. So take that immediate action, whether it's a monetary contribution, and we've got pledge cards on all of the tables, or you can pick up those fun tablets by Charity Stars and bid on a really cool experience, or make a pledge that way as well. On your phones, you could also go to charitystars.com/mentorbreakfast. You can also make your action a verbal one. When you go back to your office, tell your colleagues about the morning that you had. Share She's the First with your clients. Tell people how you felt after seeing Dorcas and Esther perform and meeting Michelle, Margaret, and our other campus leaders today.
As you're thinking about that commitment that you'll make moving forward, I want to take a second just to remind you of what it is that we'll be doing in 2018, given that we can reach the $150,000 we have left to hit our goal for this year. First, we're going to launch our first ever She's the First Fellowship, which is for students all over the world to implement community projects that impact girls and women. So that can be Dorcas and Esther in a few short years. We'll also expand our network of campus chapters to become the top organization training global citizens all around the world. And finally, we are going to give a scholarship to our 1,000th scholar, a 7th grade girl living in rural Guatemala. Knowing all of you, we think it just might happen.